As creatives, we spend a hell of a lot of our time thinking about whether we are or whether we're not in a state of flow. And as human beings, we spend a lot of our time thinking about whether we are in a state of peace, joy and happiness, or whether we're in a state of heightened anxiety and stress. But how much time do you invest thinking about whether you're in a state of solitude? And even more than that, how much of your life is spent in a state of solitude? Now, I'm not saying that you need to go and lock yourself in a fucking prison cell and put yourself in solitary confinement. I'm not talking about physical solitude here. I'm talking about mental solitude. So mental solitude is this: the freedom from the input of other people's minds. Now, in today's day and age, we are consistently bombarded by the input of other people's minds through our smartphones, through our computers, through everything that we come into contact with, quite frankly. We're bombarded by this stuff. Now, your brain takes the input from other people's minds incredibly seriously, and it invests a hell of a lot of time and energy processing that data. The problem is, if you're consistently processing the input from other people's minds, your brain doesn't get a chance to have down cycles. It doesn't have time to recover, to rest. It doesn't have time to actually do anything with that information it's processing. It's so busy processing, it's not doing anything with it. So you need more solitude in your life. Not only do you need the solitude because it's going to lower your levels of stress and anxiety, you need the solitude because it's going to increase your creativity and your insight and your intuition. You'll know as good as anyone as a creative that your best ideas don't come when you're banging your head against a brick wall or reading a spreadsheet. They come when you're walking about somewhere where you're not thinking about the problem, when you are dislocated from the data and dislocated from the input. Your brain's allowed to freely wander and all of that good shit. So how do you get more solitude in your life, in busy life that you may be living, that we all live in? It's actually a lot simpler than you might think. If you're going to walk the dog, spend the first 20 minutes not listening to a podcast. If you're going to go for a walk on your own, spend the first 10 or 20 minutes not sticking your earpods in and having a phone call with somebody. If you're sitting down waiting for someone, don't pull out your phone immediately and start doom scrolling through the news and through social media. Give yourself the solitude and the break away from the input of other people's minds. Give your brain a chance to go into down cycles, to rest and recover, to process the data, to actually do something good with it. Because believe it or not, solitude and cultivating a state of solitude is as important as a creative as being in a state of flow. You need both of those things.